Hi, everyone. I'm Michael Bruce, CMO at Agent Moves, and welcome to our Good to Great series. We're all about sharing amazing stories of top realtors and how they got there so we can help make more realtors great. Let's jump in today with our guest, Pam Blecker. Hey, Pam.
Hi, Michael. How are you?
Okay, good. Great to see you, and thanks for being here.
Very
So,
welcome.
we like to start with some things about, agents that are not, and we'll get deeply into Pam's real estate background. But when talking with Pam about, something, about her, the big thing was she's a grandmother of two and gets to spend, time with her kids each week, which is I'm incredibly jealous of. So, love to hear about being a grandma. You look way too young to be a grandma, Pam, but
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, well, my daughter actually, for this time, did get married kind of young and lives nearby, which is wonderful. And I don't have to be the visiting grandma. I am the one that's there at least every Friday to babysit, but I try and get there in between too. So, and this career helps me, set my schedule the way I'd like it to be.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I have found that, talking to agents, the quality of life very different than the 9 to 5 type jobs. I just find it, amazing. The more I talk to agents, I was like, man, I should have done this, 40 years ago. Would
Absolutely.
have been another story. Tell us about. Let's start with the journey. How do you get started in real estate?
I did not plan on being in real estate. You hear that all the time. I went to SUNY Binghamton with a psychology degree and a minor in business and actually have my master's in education. And I feel like I use all of them in this business. I think you were in advertising. I was working on Park Avenue for Ogilvy and Mather. Commuting from Putnam County was a nightmare. On the train, no cell phones at that time. No, you either read or slept to New York City.
Yeah.
So my uncle actually was a real estate attorney in Rye, New York, actually, and he said, Pam, if you're looking for work, please come work for me, and I did, and I learned that side, the real estate attorney side. They ended up investing into a construction company for really luxury homes in the Rye Harrison area, and I sat on site, thought it was great too. And then they were shutting down. So I was looking again, and I ended up for the next 10 years working for a commercial architectural and engineering firm. And it was great, but it was a 9 to 10 job. I had two little kids. It didn't matter if it snowed, rained, iced, it didn't matter. You were on the road, you were in the office, and that was it. So it was tough. But I was always in real estate, not on purpose, but not in sales. I was
Right.
always paid a salary at
Yep.
that time.
So how did you bridge into becoming an agent?
So when I had my second child, I did not want that having to race up and down 684, get to daycare in time. It was not cheap to have two kids in daycare. My husband had a relatively good job with a corporate company, and I was able to say, hey, let's see if we can stay home. But I could never not work. I just never, me personally, couldn't do that. So I did end up deciding to get my real estate license. And I said, hey, if I can contribute to the family this way, I'll have kids going to college, things around the house to get done. And then it's actually a little addicting. You start making some money, and it was a blessing because I did have kids who played sports. My husband traveled a lot, and I was the mom on the soccer field, on the baseball field with my iPad, my name tag on. I could do all the driving, and I could still be there and get business while I sat there watching them play. So it was great.
No, just awesome. So tell us about the first couple of years in, actually,
So
making those first few sales.
it was tough. I did join a team in the beginning to learn, but I outgrew the team, I would say, within about 9 months. I was bringing in listings, and I didn't feel like I was getting the right amount of compensation for bringing in listings, but they did teach me a lot. So my mentor, team leader at the time, said, Pam, you can do this on your own. And I did become a single agent. I'm a worrier. I worry about everything, worry about kids falling in wells, all kinds of things. So I partnered with another agent that I brought into our brokerage. She doesn't worry about that. She's a fearsome negotiator, but doesn't worry about things I worry about, hates going to town hall to do her due diligence. So we just really did gel. And I'd say we've been partnered for at least 10 years, and it's been wonderful.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. Great. So tell us about some of the things you did to grow, early on, right? What was some of the things you did that really, clicked and
So
got
what
you.
we, so I learned early on, just be comfortable being uncomfortable. Get into things that make you grow. And I did. I was a relatively new agent. I don't know if most of our viewers here are Keller Williams or not, but we have an agent leader council. I was asked to be on agent leader council pretty early on in my career, which opened up a whole nother group of people that I had some responsibility in the office. I got to get leads for people who would call in from all over the country saying, oh, we want somebody on the ALC. I went to family reunion. I met people from all over the country. I met Mo Anderson. I met so many people. And I realized that our office and our opportunity is bigger than our four walls in our office. Excuse me. I go to every training I can go to. I surround myself with people, masterminds every day.
Right.
I'm on the James Shaw Profit Pivot Shift Ahead. And I'm not afraid to ask questions. I always ask people, can you tell me about that? So lead generation has always been the number one thing, but I always try new things. Hence, I'm here. And I'm sorry, I'm starting to cough. It's dry here in New York.
Yeah, take a minute.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, is that?
Yeah. Perfect. So, do you find like any niches that you've been involved with? Focusing on seniors or first-time home buyers, or
It's funny, I don't. I did build my business doing open houses, and I should have said that to your last question. My mentor at the time said she'd have little groups and say, how's your business? If it wasn't good, you better be doing an open house every day for the next 6 weeks, Saturdays and Sundays. What do you do if you don't have a listing? You ask people who have listings. And of course, they want to help their house get marketed. So I did do that. I was always prepared at an open house. I figured if nobody comes, I have my note cards I'm going to send out to my contacts, or I'm going to call my contacts, or I'm going to text my contacts. And if I was prepared, the door never stopped. So it's definitely an awesome experience to do open houses. I run peer groups here at our office. I think it's the best way. It costs you nothing but your time. It's an interview for being a buyer's agent and a listing agent. I got many listings by holding open houses because they would see how I protected the owner's home. Nobody was walking around without anybody. We protected their actual house with booties and that kind of thing. I knew about the neighborhoods. I was never alone there. So they would always say, can you come back to my house after the open house? So getting listings was important because in the beginning I wasn't a buyer's agent, but I loved working with buyers. I loved that relationship, but I learned very quickly what time it takes, the balance of time. You spend a lot more time with buyers than you do with a seller. So leveraging a seller was a lot easier, but I still work with both. I'm not in a niche. When I'm away at family reunion next week, I do have a small team now, a partner and a buyer's agent. They will be running a senior seminar that we do every year. But I work with everybody. I get properties from 100,000 to 2.3 million. I'm working with a new contractor now. If it is out of I said I was great in comfort zones, but certain things, if it's better for the client for me not to handle, I will refer it. If it's a horse property, a major commercial project, that I will refer to people I trust because I want what's best for my client. And that is out of my wheelhouse.
right. Makes good sense. So, okay, things start taking off for you, right? You got involved later. So, I do find that agents, you have all of this business experience, life experience. It's very different, right? Than young agents kind of coming in without that. So now things start going well because you had a decent sphere, right? Kids from school, like you said, right? And you're constantly building the sphere and love that you embrace open houses. I felt I've done a bunch of these interviews. The agents that really embraced open houses have built crazy sphere of influence databases and their business around that. So you have the flexibility, maybe, the weekends were tied up a little bit more than people would have liked, but boy, during the week, they were way more flexible, right, within their lives, right? So tell me a little bit about, as this is growing, some of the challenges you faced, because, you wanted to keep it going and you had to run into some challenges.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's always a challenge. Time is a big challenge. It's easy to waste time. It's easy to work on the wrong thing. That's still one of my many, when I set my goals for the new year's, to really time block. Our job as agents is always looking for new business. If you don't have somebody new, you're out of business, right? So really searching for new business is the biggest challenge. And how do we do it? And we do it in multiple ways. That is the biggest challenge. Not spending time on the wrong things, being hesitant about taking risks. So we just had a buyer's agent join about 2 years ago. and we're getting very comfortable with, and she's amazing because she just gets it. So we've gotten comfortable getting over the challenge of we have to do it. They just want us. No, they don't just want you. They want the best care they're going to get. So if they get me, Laura, or Diane, it's like getting a triplet of one of us. So especially I'm leaving for Las Vegas on Sunday. I already have calls today. Can you meet me this weekend? And I can't. But you're going to get someone just as good as me or better. So really time and just making sure we have enough business to stay employed has been the biggest challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess letting go a bit to your point that you feel like it doesn't all have to be you, I think is
No.
good advice right there.
Yeah. And know what you like and what you don't like. Like I said, my partner in Laura does not like to go to town hall and do her due diligence and research. I know lots of the country you don't have to do that. In Pennsylvania, my sister-in-law is an agent. She does not have to do that. We have to dig, and we have to make sure we're representing the property correctly for COs and permits and Board of Health approvals. Every municipality in many different counties, and I'm licensed in 2 states. That is not a challenge because to me that is kind of like being a detective. She hates that. So that's why we do well. She does not like being in class. I like being in class.
Yeah. Very, very good. Yeah. So, okay, here we are, 2025. What are the goals?
So it's interesting. 2024, we had our best year ever.
Excellent.
And we're only a small team. I don't know if this number will be a lot or a little to anybody, but we did, it was 20 million in volume. Now that's 20 million together, but our units were about 40. So we are looking to do better than that, obviously. So we want to do 50 units, which I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but
No?
it is. I mean, we're 3 full-time agents, and it's funny, the price point in our area has stayed steady or gone up. Commissions have gone down. I have seen that because it's very competitive. So you're doing the same work for less compensation, honestly. So our goals really are more about marketing, honestly, this year. It's about getting our team. And I never liked being a team because I think people want to work with one person, and but our big focus this year is getting a team photo, a team branding, letting people know how they're getting 3 for the price of 1, and they really are. You know, we're in group text, emails, and we all know what's going on with each other.
Right. No, no, excellent, excellent. No, and hey, 50 units is not, this is nothing to, what is it, turn your nose down about. It's a
Yeah, but when you think, and
tremendous,
it's when you talked about sphere of influence, it's interesting because people would say to me, Pam, why aren't you doing this on your own? You would have double the income, you know. And I said, yes, but you know what? There's 2 of us with 2 spheres of influence. We both have families, both have neighbors, both have colleagues, we both have aunts, uncles, and we split all of our expenses. So, and we have each other to lean on when, you know, good cop, bad cop. Somebody doesn't like how we did something, you know. So to me, it could be a very lonely business if you do not connect in with your brokerage. If you're out there on your own, it can be very lonely. So it's nice to at least have a partner or a camaraderie in your office that you can reach out to for struggles that you face because
yeah,
it's not HGTV every day.
that's right.
It really isn't. I mean, my partner Laura was on HGTV. I think I have the article back here.
Oh, beautiful. Love that.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do to hit that goal, right? Because that's aggressive, going from 40 to 50. Hey, that's a 25% lift. What's the plan? How are you going to get there?
So we track, I mean, this has been 2024 taught me to really track where my business is coming from so I can focus on where that business is coming from, track my numbers, and I'm doing it monthly and daily. I'm tracking how many people we all stay in touch with every day. But at the end of the month, we look and see where did our business come from? Did it come from our sphere? Did it come from a referral? Did it come from a sign out in the yard? Did it come from Google? Where did it come from? So that we can focus better on that. And we're trying things we've never tried before. We did our first podcast this year, which was, it's on a YouTube channel of our buyer's agent. We're doing a February giveaway in 2 different local sponsors, and people can enter to win a prize. We are doing more events just to bring in as many people as we can to know who we are. And I have to say, we're very good at staying in touch. So once you're in our world, we will stay in touch with you. So you should never forget who your agent was. With us, at least.
Yeah,
Otherwise, we drop the ball. It's our fault.
yeah,
So
yeah. So what do you do to stay in touch?
we do use our command. Command is our Keller Williams, CRM. I don't use it to the best of its ability, but one thing, anybody who comes into our world goes in there. The biggest drip, I still call it a drip campaign, that we use is a neighborhood nurture. So if you own a home, we have your address in there, and twice a month you find out what is going on in your neighborhood. How many houses are on the market? Where are the prices? Just any data you need for your neighborhood. So that's behind the scenes. We don't see it. You see our name twice a month. We will do quarterly events. We do the events for many reasons, but we can at least touch somebody 8 times for that,
Hmm.
right? We tell them, please save the date. For instance, we do a pie event around Thanksgiving, but we invite everybody, even if they're too far away, we still want them to know you're invited. You just never know. So save the date. What kind of pie do you want? Don't forget it's coming. It was either great to see you or we're sorry we missed you. How were your holidays after that? And it goes on. So usually every event is at least 8 touches. And we are planning out 4 this year. We always do a trunk or treat, a pie event. We're doing an ice cream truck, not a trunk, truck. And I forget what the other and has it on the list, but it's something for the spring. And she's great. She's our Canva girl in contact. So
Okay, I gotcha. Okay,
yeah,
perfect. Perfect. I love that. Yeah, I think events, fantastic, right? Especially in the neighborhood. People really get to know you. It's warm, right? You're not selling anything. Find, hear some great things from some agents on events. The ice cream truck thing has been big,
yeah,
bringing
you
people
hear that a
in,
lot. I
right?
know. It's just an easy way to call somebody instead of saying, do you know anybody who wants to buy or sell real estate? We're having an event. I'd love to see you. Bring your family. I mean, it's an easy way to call and reach out to somebody,
Yeah.
and they usually appreciate it.
No, very, very good. No, I think this was great. I think you've given some really good tips here, and that's what this is all about. If, sharing nuggets of information that can help another realtor scale, or even a newbie, agent coming in, hear from experienced agents on things and challenges they faced and so forth. But so I think you gave us some good things here. I love, that you've been able to share like what you're good at and what you're not good at, right? And I think that comes with experience, right? Where I think,
Yeah. I mean, I remember somebody, and I don't know who it is. It's probably James Shaw because I'm on his mastermind every morning. But your job isn't to create a Canva, brochure. Your job is to get new business. Give that to somebody else, unless you can do it in 10 minutes. You know.
yeah, yeah,
So what is your time worth? And
right.
I've heard that too from our OP. Like, can I cut my own lawn? I can cut my own lawn. But can I find a new listing instead of cutting my own lawn and make a lot more money? Yeah, I could do that. So, you know,
Yep, spot on. Time is money. It's a great way to look at that. People tend to not think that way, Pam. They look at it as, no, this is like my thing and I don't want to spend that money. They don't look at the time value and what can really come from that. I think that alone is great advice. Anything else? Give us a best tip for a experienced agent looking to scale.
just always be prospecting. You have to always be prospecting. I wear this name tag everywhere. This is it. Besides open houses that cost you nothing but time, I can't tell you how much business I've gotten from wearing this name tag. If I'm pumping gas, if I'm in the one of my best clients I got at a bank, and the time I spent with them in the bank, they asked me if I was a realtor. My husband was in the bank doing something. I was waiting, and they said, "You just spent more time with me here in the bank than my agent ever has." So I wear this everywhere.
Wow.
Soccer games, you name it. They know I'm a realtor. Don't be a secret agent.
I love that. That alone, that I haven't seen anyone say that or have their name tag and use it that way. You're the
Always.
brand, you're the billboard, you're out there, and why not let them know exactly what you do? I love that.
And what do they want to talk about? The weather and real estate. That's about it.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely fantastic. Pam, thank you so, so
Thank
much
you.
for taking the time today. I really appreciate it. Please follow Pam on social media and check out her events. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. And until next time, hope to see you at Family Reunion, Pam.
You well, I hope. Thanks, Michael. Take care.